Welcome to Deep Cyber's weekly cybersecurity briefing. Here's what's unfolded over the past week. This week, one thread runs through every story. Trust. Trust in AI. Trust in software. Trust in leadership. And the quiet, costly assumption that the systems we rely on are working in our favor. Let's start where that trust is being exploited in the most unexpected place. Researchers have uncovered an attack method called HalluSquatting. It works like this. AI assistants sometimes confidently recommend software packages that don't actually exist, the concept of an AI hallucinating. Attackers are watching for those fake recommendations, registering those fictional package names in real software repositories and loading them with malicious code. When a developer or user follows the AI's advice and downloads the suggested software, they install malware without a single moment of suspicion. What makes this so dangerous is that it doesn't require a suspicious link or a convincing phishing email. It hides behind the credibility of a tool people already trust. Once installed, the malicious code can run harmful programs remotely, potentially pulling that machine into a botnet used for large-scale attacks or data theft. The takeaway is simple but critical. Never download software based solely on an AI recommendation. Always verify independently before you install anything. That exploitation of trusted systems doesn't stop at AI assistance. Sometimes the trusted system is an entire software supply chain, and when that breaks, the damage can be measured in billions. The story of NotPetya is a masterclass in how digital conflicts between nations land on the doorstep of ordinary businesses. Russia's cyber attack against Ukraine found its way through a small Ukrainian tax software company, and within days it had crippled multinationals like Maersk and Merck, causing an estimated $10 billion in global damages. Those companies had nothing to do with the geopolitical dispute. They were simply connected. Security experts now use a phrase worth remembering: wartime cybersecurity. It means planning not just for criminal hackers, but for nation-state level threats that are faster, more sophisticated, and far more destructive. It means auditing every third-party tool in your technology stack. It means building crisis plans that can function even when your core systems are completely offline. And it means checking whether your cyber insurance policy actually covers you, because some insurers have tried to classify nation-state attacks as acts of war and deny claims entirely. The question every business leader should be asking is this: if a conflict on the other side of the world escalated tonight, would your organization know what to do by morning? The theme of centralized trust as a point of catastrophic failure continues, but now it moves into the architecture of AI itself. A recent crypto mining incident has exposed something that security teams should be losing sleep over. AI gateways, the centralized hubs that connect users and applications to artificial intelligence models, are becoming high-value targets. When attackers compromised one of these gateways, they didn't just get access to AI tools. They got a potential path into the organization's entire cloud infrastructure and into the identity and access management systems that control who can reach what inside the company. In this case, the attackers used that access to run crypto mining software, quietly consuming the organization's computing power to generate cryptocurrency for themselves. But the method they used is far more dangerous than the crime they committed. A compromised AI gateway is effectively a master key, and as companies race to adopt AI without fully understanding the infrastructure they're building, these gateways are being deployed without the security rigor they demand. Treat your AI gateway like any other crown jewel in your infrastructure. Strong access controls, continuous monitoring, and regular audits are not optional extras here. But AI is not only creating new attack surfaces. In the right hands, it is also closing them. Microsoft has announced that Windows users should expect more frequent security updates in the coming months. The reason is that the company is now using artificial intelligence to scan its own code at a scale and speed no human team could match, finding vulnerabilities that might otherwise have gone undetected for years. For most people, more updates sounds like an inconvenience. But here is how to think about it. Every flaw Microsoft's AI finds before it's published is a flaw that criminals and nation-state hackers cannot exploit first. Speed on the defensive side matters just as much as speed on the offensive side. The practical advice hasn't changed. Keep automatic updates enabled and install patches promptly. The pace of discovery is accelerating, and the gap between a patch being available and an attacker exploiting the unpatched version is shrinking fast. While AI reshapes how we find and fix vulnerabilities, the human cost of cybercrime at scale continues to demand a very different kind of response. Interpol, the global organization that connects police forces around the world, has announced the results of Operation First Light 2026. The operation resulted in 5,811 arrests across multiple countries, targeting criminal networks running online scams, phone fraud, and forced labor operations, facilities where trafficked victims are forced to defraud people online. The operation was financially backed by China, which is noteworthy given ongoing geopolitical tensions around cybersecurity and persistent accusations that Chinese state actors are themselves involved in cyber espionage. Whether that funding reflects genuine commitment to fighting transnational crime or a more selective agenda is a debate that continues in security and diplomatic circles. What is not in debate is the scale of harm these networks cause. Billions of dollars lost annually to romance scams, investment fraud, and impersonation schemes targeting ordinary people. The lesson for individuals is unchanged. If someone you've never met is asking for money or investment advice online, the safest assumption is that it is a scam. Governments are not only coordinating arrests, they are also increasingly weighing in on what AI companies are allowed to release and when. OpenAI delayed the release of its newest artificial intelligence model after the White House raised cybersecurity concerns about the technology. The staggered release of ChatGPT 5.6 follows similar restrictions on rival firm Anthropic's latest AI models, also put in place by the Trump administration last month, which resulted in a temporary export ban on the products. The concerns centered on potential security risks if the model were released without further review. OpenAI addressed those concerns before ultimately moving forward. For everyday users, this is a signal that the AI tools you interact with are no longer purely commercial decisions. They are now subject to national security considerations. And for business leaders, it raises a question worth sitting with. As the AI products your organization depends on face increasing government scrutiny, how much visibility do you have into the risks embedded in those tools before they reach your employees? The broader trend is clear. AI oversight is becoming more hands-on, and the relationship between technology companies and government regulators is about to get considerably more complicated. And that brings us to perhaps the most quietly damaging story of the week, one that lives not in code or infrastructure, but in the boardroom. A survey by Meta Compliance found that 75% of chief information security officers, the executives responsible for protecting an organization's digital assets, believe their boards and senior leadership do not truly understand the cyber risks their employees face every day. That's not a communication gap. That's a structural vulnerability. When executives treat cybersecurity as a technical problem rather than a business risk, budgets get cut, training programs get deprioritized, and policies that could prevent costly breaches fail to gain traction at the level where they need approval. And when an attack eventually hits, the organization discovers too late that its leadership was never truly prepared. Security experts are clear. The only way to close this gap is to stop speaking in technical language at the board level and start framing every risk in terms of financial loss, legal exposure, and reputational damage, because those are the conversations that boards are already equipped to have. The question to ask yourself this week is this: if your organization faced a serious attack tomorrow, would the people with the authority to act truly understand what they were dealing with? This week's stories, taken together, tell a single uncomfortable truth. The attack surface isn't just growing. It's growing fastest in the places we trust most, in the AI tools we follow without questioning, in the centralized gateways we build without hardening, in the software supply chains we inherit without auditing, and in the boardrooms where the people responsible for approving defenses don't yet understand what they're defending against. Every one of this week's stories is a reminder that trust, without verification, is just another word for exposure. Before you go, if this briefing gave you useful insight this week, follow Deep Cyber wherever you're listening. A rating or comment helps the right people discover the show. That's all for this week. Thanks for listening, stay safe, and we'll be back next week with more cyber security updates.